Hey, it's Shane. Today, I want to talk about product reputation. One of the really interesting things about owning this business for the last 8 or 9 years is how a product's reputation shifts over time. It's not something I would have thought of before. I would have thought that the sentiment around a product stays consistent over time, but that's absolutely not how it works. When the Blackbird launched in 2015, it gained this reputation for being super blade forward, aggressive, almost a notorious reputation. And at the time, I really didn't get it because the Blackbird wasn't that aggressive to me. I mean, sure, it was efficient, but I really didn't think it deserved that crazy, notorious reputation. But slowly, over the last decade, that reputation has completely changed. Now, the Blackbird is still thought of as very efficient and blade forward, but now you see words like smooth or easy to use or nimble. It doesn't have that notorious reputation anymore. And so somehow, despite the design not changing at all, the reputation has completely shifted from being hyper aggressive to being something more manageable and desirable and beloved. And we didn't do anything, but the sentiment still shifted over time. And we've seen that same reputation shift impact now the Vector, which brings us to today's video about the Vector Lite. We launched the Vector 5 or 6 years ago, and it was an immediate hit. Users love the compact head, they love the shaving geometry, the efficiency, the smoothness, they love the way it looked. And it had a reputation for being high performing, like a sports car of single edge razors. And it enjoyed that reputation consistently for the last 5 or so years. But for the last year or two, we've noticed that Vector's reputation has started to shift. It's become regarded as more aggressive, more efficient, more blade forward, more like that initial Blackbird reputation. And we don't really know why. The design hasn't changed. We still don't find it to be super aggressive, but we've steadily noticed this perception gaining momentum over time. And it's really picked up pace, especially in the last year. To be clear, for any razor, there will always be people who find it too aggressive or too efficient. And so we don't react every time someone has an opinion, but we notice trends. And over time, the Vector's reputation has definitely been trending towards more aggressive. And look, we still don't know why reputations change. We have some guesses, but honestly, I don't have a clue, and it doesn't really matter. What matters, though, is that we notice the reputation changes and that we adjust to them. Our job isn't to fight against the crowd. Our job is to notice trends and to make sure our products are adapting to an ever-changing sentiment. So, to adapt to the Vector's changing reputation, we decided to introduce the Vector Lite. Now, this launched a few weeks ago, and just like the Blackbird Lite before it, the Vector Lite changes the baseplate geometry so that it reduces both blade exposure and blade gap to give a milder shave than the standard base blade. And so far, it's been a hit. It's been, I think, about a month since we launched the Vector Lite, and people are loving it. It's done exactly what we wanted it to do. For people who already own a Vector and maybe aren't able to shave with it every day, maybe they find it a little too much razor, the Vector Lite has been a welcome addition to their den, and they really enjoy the extra versatility it gives them and the ability to shave daily or to maybe shave against the grain in a way that they can't with the standard base plate. And for users who have been intimidated by the Vector's now more efficient reputation, the Vector Lite is a easy entry into the platform. So if you've been eyeing a Vector, but you've been a little worried about this blade forward, more aggressive feeling, then the Vector Lite is going to be perfect for you. What's also cool about the Vector Lite is the different combinations with blades that it gives you. One of the big benefits of the Vector platform is the Artist Club blade. They vary in performance a lot. We've talked about this many times. You can use a Feather Super Professional to really ramp up the aggressiveness and the efficiency of your razor, or you can use something guarded like a Feather Pro Guard to make a milder shave. Now, with the Vector Lite, you have another variable you can introduce. So some people are using the Vector Lite paired with a Pro Super to get more blade exposure, but still have a smaller blade gap. And that's kind of a way to get to an in-between shave in a different way, with different shaving characteristics than the standard base plate would give you with, say, a Feather Professional. Or you can use the Vector Lite with a Feather Professional for a similar shave to the guarded blade in the standard Vector. So it just introduces different variables and different options so you can combine blades with base plates to give a really wide range of shaves, unlocking even more versatility than the Vector had before, and it already had a lot. So look, to be clear, I still don't really find the Vector to be overly aggressive or deserving of that reputation. But it doesn't really matter what I think. It's clear that our customers are loving the Vector Lite, and we're proud of our ability to adapt to changing sentiment, and we're happy to notice these reputation changes. You know, sometimes it makes us scratch our heads and we're wondering why people think what they think. But ultimately, we just want to give you guys the best shave possible. And if you now prefer the Vector Lite, or if you think that the Blackbird is super smooth, maybe it needs a more aggressive Blackbird, like, our job is just to give you what you want. And so we're always looking for these trends in reputation so that we can continue to adapt and develop our products to serve you. So if you own a Vector Lite, I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments. And if you have any thoughts about product reputation, am I thinking about this in the wrong way? Is there something I'm missing? Is there some sort of influencer who's driving these reputation shifts? I'd love to know, because what we care about is noticing the trends and matching them. But if you know the cause, we'd love to hear it. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.